Folks, it is time to get started. We want to welcome everybody out tonight. We really, really do appreciate your presence. The number of folks attending tonight shows that you have an active interest in your city government, and we want you to continue that active interest. With that being said, we'll have a roll call. Mr. Morrison.
Honorable Mayor Dyer.
Present.
And Honorable Councilwoman Norris.
Present.
If you would at this time, please stand. Mr. Morrison will lead us in prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings of life, Lord. We thank you for the opportunities you present to us each day, Lord, and we pray that we would use those to further your plans and help us move forward, Lord, that we would always look to you for guidance and we would heed that guidance, Lord. And pray that you would watch over this council, Lord, and bless the opportunities they have and help this city move forward. Bless the residents who are here, Lord, as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday. We're thankful for those that are here in our city and pray that they are richly blessed throughout the holiday and that all of them have adequate food and homes to go to, Lord, and that you would bless the gatherings of families as they come into town next week. It's in your name we ask these many things. Amen.
Amen.
Captain Swallows, if you would step to the podium and lead our pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Neighbors, if you would come to the front, please, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to swear in Kirk as the mayor of the city of Longview tonight. Okay? All right, you want to place your left hand on there, raise your right hand. Kirk, you ready? Yes, sir. Repeat after me. I, Kirk Dyer.
I, Kirk Dyer,
Of Putnam County, Tennessee.
of Putnam County, Tennessee,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will perform with fidelity.
that I will perform with fidelity
The duties of mayor.
the duties of mayor
For the city of Allgood, Tennessee.
for the city of Allgood, Tennessee,
In Putnam County.
in Putnam County,
To which I have been appointed.
to which I have been appointed,
And which duties I'm about to assume.
and which duties I'm about to assume,
And in all respects.
and in all respects
Observe the provisions.
observe the provisions
Of the charter and ordinances.
of the charter and ordinances
Of Allgood, Tennessee.
of Allgood, Tennessee,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
And the Constitution of the State of Tennessee.
and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
To the best of my skill and ability.
to the best of my skill and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
One, two, and three.
Thank you again, sir. Thank you again. Thank you for the applause and the support. It's really, really appreciated. Let's get into the meeting. Our first item is to consider the approval of the agenda as presented. We're going to amend tonight's agenda, and I will make a motion to do that. Item number 4, under our first item in old business, the council vacancy term expiring September 2020, we are changing that to 2018. And item number 13, under the same old business, we are tabling that one in its entirety until next month. That is the first part of the motion, and an explanation on these. From my point of view is, I feel it's fair to appoint one person tonight and the other 2 vacant seats to be appointed next month. That would include a 2018 seat and a 2020 seat. And before next month's meeting in December, which is the 12th, the night before, on the 11th, we will have a work session here in this chamber to hear from any and every citizen of this town that wants to be considered for those 2 vacant seats. And I feel that is the most fair way to handle this going forward. So I will make that motion. Ms. Norris, are you in agreement?
Second.
Okay. So that has been, agenda's been amended, and I move that we approve the agenda with those items changed.
Second.
Item,
You can call the vote.
We still need to vote.
Yeah.
Mayor Dyer
yes.
and Honorable Norris.
Yes.
Item number 2 is to consider approval of the minutes of the council meeting held on August 8th, 2017. Of course, we were provided with those minutes, and I'll move approval.
Second.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris.
Yes.
Item number 3 is to consider approval of minutes of special called council meeting held on August 21st, 2017.
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second that.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris.
Yes.
Item number 4, under our old business. Consider approval to fill the vacancy term, council vacancy term expiring September 2018. Several months ago, and I do not recall how many, we actually took nominations for a vacant seat on the council. That group was narrowed to 4, and now has been narrowed to 3 by by one person who decided to remove their name from consideration. So of those 3 nominations, that seat will be filled tonight at this time. Those persons that were nominated and were interested at that time were Mr. Scott Winningham, Mr. Bobby Randolph, and Mr. Bill Bilbrey. Ms. Norris, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No. So we're gonna pick them right now.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have a recommendation that you would like to discuss, or go ahead and make a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion that we approve them tonight, and then I'd like to recommend Bill Bilbrey.
I will second that motion. Mr. Morris?
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Bilbrey, if you would step up here, sir. Mr. Neighbors. Miss Linda, you may come with him if you want to hold the Bible for him.
apologize for not leaving that. Sorry.
All right, Bill, are you ready to come to the council and be a blessing to all of you? Are you ready? Ready. All right. Got your right hand raised. Repeat after me. Are you ready? Here we go. I, Bill Bilbrey,
I, Bill Bilbrey,
of Putnam County, Tennessee,
Putnam County, Tennessee,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will perform with fidelity
I will perform with fidelity
the duties of city councilman
the duties of city councilman
for the city of Alfred, Tennessee,
for the city of Alvin, Tennessee,
in Putnam County,
in Putnam County,
to which I have been appointed
to which I've been appointed,
and to which duties I'm about to assume,
to which duties I'm about to assume,
and in all respects
in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter and ordinance
of the charter and ordinance
of Alfred, Tennessee,
of Alvin, Tennessee,
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of
of the
Tennessee,
State of Tennessee,
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Got 3 places to sign. So Bill Bilbrey right there first of all.
See you doing.
Mr. Bilbrey, welcome.
Thanks, sir.
Our next item of business is number 5, is to consider approval to suspend the reading of Resolution 320-17. This is a resolution for an incurrence of indebtedness that we will speak to in just a few moments. Do I have a motion on the floor to suspend that reading?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second on the floor. Mr. Morrison?
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 6 is to consider the approval of a contract for a land purchase of 9.25 acres connected to Thompson Lane and Mill Street. And this is the second and separate section of property for the city park. Mr. Morrison, would you speak to that, please?
This was 9.25 acres that we bid on through Eminette Siegel Auction and Realty. The final purchase price of the property was $347,050. And all the property's been closed on and is belongs to the city of Allgood at this time.
Item number 7 is to consider the approval of,
Can I get a motion?
No.
I'm sorry,
Motion.
Bill made a motion.
I made a motion.
Mr. Bilbrey makes a motion. I will second it.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Now, item number 7. Consider approval of FTM, which is Fuel Tank Maintenance Company, in the quote in the amount of $123,375 for site work at the new Allgood Fire Hall. Mr. Morrison?
Previously, we've bid this project. We had pulled the site work and a few other items out trying to save money. The original bid, assuming a rough estimate of $150,000 for site work for fuel tank maintenance, came in at $722,000. At a previous council meeting, we had made multiple adjustments and completed site work, and we're trying to alleviate as much of that cost as we could. The actual building project was accepted at a bid of $511,550, with the assumption that city could not complete all of the site work, and there would be some additional pad work to the building area to prepare it for the building. They have came back now with 2 separate quotes. This is the lowest quote at this point for a site work total of $123,375. With the $511,550 brings the total project in at $634,925, which is $87,075 lower than the original bid when it started. The site work is to include $45,000 for demo retaining walls per plan, demo pavement per plan, construct building pad. They will use the demoed asphalt in the parking and driveway as fill, a retaining pond construction, installation of pipe and catch basins, and topsoil, seed, and straw mat. New asphalt curb and striping would be $68,000, surveying and testing $2,500, building connection elevation change $2,000, and profit and overhead to FTM at $5,875 for a total site work completion price of $123,375.
Thank you. Any discussion from the members of the council? I move approval of this contract with FTM in the amount of $123,375.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. Mr. Morrison?
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 8, consider approval of the resolution 320-17, authorizing and providing for the incurrence of indebtedness. And this indebtedness will be linked to a water and sewer project that Mr. Morrison will speak to.
This is for a water and sewer system enhancement. The sewer that will be enhanced will begin at Brookside with a new sewer station at the back of Brookside to carry sewer line gravity fed from Old Walton Circle, Old Walton Road, from Arbor Place, and from Oak Haven, as well as up to Dry Valley. It will also include the water enhancement from here at City Hall at Trinity down Main Street to increase hydrants and fire flow all the way across to Mirandy Road. The loan with USDA Rural Development is for $1,890,000, with the city providing $210,000 toward the final project price and taking over the loan with USDA.
Thank you. Any discussion from any of the council? Any question?
No.
This has been a long time coming, this project has, if for nothing else, just the provision of services to the areas that Mr. Morrison alluded to, Arbor Place and Oak Haven, and those folks who were annexed some time ago but have not received this provision, and now we'll be able to. And as far as the water pressure concerns in this certain area of town that this is going to affect, very necessary. Probably be replacing some lines that have been in the ground more than 50 years. I feel pretty confident about that, and definitely will increase our fire hydrant flow, which will assist our fire department, and could possibly help us toward a better ISO rating for the town itself. So with that being said, I'll make a motion that we approve this.
I second.
Motion and second on the floor.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 9 is consider approval to purchase a 2018 International dump truck with a snowplow configuration through NJPA membership 132725 in the amount of $152,861.91. Mr. Morrison.
The NJPA membership is a purchasing alliance that allows us to use pre-bid numbers through a multiplicity of agencies that have already bid these amounts. This snowplow is configured with an automatic salt spreader, which should reduce our salt usage on the streets. It's automatically configured that at stop, the truck will not dispense. When it starts back up, it'll increase at 20% until it clears the intersection, and then whatever the percentage of distribution is set at, it will maintain that distribution no matter what the speed of the truck is. It will automatically adjust, which should reduce our outtake. It's outfitted with a insert that is stainless steel to go in the bed, which should help with the life of the truck, which has an auger feed that feeds it to the back and drops it to the dispenser, where it will not have to be raised as it is now. And the current truck is experiencing some difficulties. It's got some age, a lot of rust, and it's probably going to have the bed replaced next year just to be used as a regular truck. The salt spreader on that truck, the salt has eat through it and has holes in it, so we're at the end of the life of that truck. And it's, Mr. Jones, how long have you had that truck?
7 years.
7. This is a little bit over the budget amount. The budget amount was $130,000. However, the commercial garbage truck was budgeted at $330,000 and came in at $299,000, so we can transition the savings from the garbage truck over to Public Works to help offset the cost of the snowplow.
Any discussion from the council? Questions?
I make a motion.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second on the floor. Mr. Morrison?
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 10 is to consider approval to appoint Lloyd Norris to the BZA with a term ending October 2020. Mr. Norris has served on this board before, has indicated that he would like to be considered for it again. And it is one board that we do need some members and help with. So, Keith? Anything on that?
Honorable Norris, you will have to abstain on this
I'll
vote.
abstain.
Well, I'll make a motion that we appoint Lloyd. I mean, he's willing to serve and has done a fine job up to this point.
I'll second.
Motion and second on the floor.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 11, consider approval to appoint Bill Bilbrey to the BZA with term ending October 2020. Mr. Bilbrey, is that something that you are still interested in
I'll-
serving on?
Yes, I'll serve on it.
Well, I'll make a motion.
And I'll second it.
Honorable Bilbrey, you'll have to abstain.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris.
Yes.
Item number 12 is consider approval to appoint and to the BZA with term ending October of 2019. Does any of the council have anyone that they know of that would be interested in this appointment or have expressed an interest?
No one's approached me with it.
Okay. And we will table and move that till next month's meeting, and I would invite the public, if you are interested, live within the city limits of Allgood, please let us know, and we'd be glad to have your assistance.
Need a second and a vote to table.
I make a motion that we table this till next month.
I'll second.
Motion and second.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 13 is the one that we voted to table until next month's meeting. Item number 14, consider approval to hire one new full-time position for Public Works. Mr. Morrison?
This is a position that we have not budgeted for. However, due to the excessive amount of projects as well as the addition of the new parkland to maintain. We're gonna have to have some extra help to keep up. We were just back at full staff and are now hiring again, and so we're gonna need this new position to help try to offset the increased workload.
Any questions or discussion from the council? I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Motion and second on the floor, Mr. Morrison?
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 15, consider approval to move from part-time to a full-time position for the front office.
There was some debate on this previously. We had budgeted for a full-time position in the front office. This would be the replacement for Miss Ann Flatt as she assumed the city recorder duties. We would have 2 full-time clerks in the front office, which it's our belief is necessity to maintain the operation of the office, especially with sick time and vacation and all of the extra duties that these girls perform. So it's our position that part-time versus full-time, it is a full-time position, and we just ask for that approval. It has been budgeted for as a full-time position and would not change our budget at all for that position.
Well, I make a motion.
I have a motion on the floor and a second. Yes.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 16, consider approval to purchase through NIPA membership number 502-20619, new cameras for the police department in the amount of $9,063.75 for the first year. Mr. Morrison. I'm sorry, Captain Swallows, please.
It doesn't matter.
After you, sir.
Basically, the current situation with our body cameras, the police department, they're approaching 10 years old. There are 6 that are currently out of commission, and I have officers that are swapping those in and out. The way I see it, we have 2 options TASER offers us. We can either purchase, as we are now, to replace those cameras as time goes on. And the issue that I have with that is TASER also offers what they call a TAP program. It's a TASER Assurance Program. With that comes a 5-year warranty as long as the contract is up and running. Also, at the halfway mark, or excuse me, the quarter-way mark, 2 years into that, if TASER comes out with a new body camera, we automatically update to that, no questions asked. So you get more of what you pay for if you go with that. And the difference in the money between those 2 options is only $649. So it's kind of like having insurance on your product that you get. So that would be my recommendation, to go with this versus just replacing equipment as we move along.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes, sir.
I would point out this is going to be each year there's going to be fees associated with it. So years 2 and on are going to be $7,767 to maintain the program, which will include any broken equipment being replaced, all of the evidence.com storage, and the licenses that are required to operate the evidence.com system. It is off-site backup and it's guaranteed and backed up in multiple locations. It's not something the officers have to worry about, as well as automatic upload of the cameras and those items. Currently, we're probably around $3,500 alone just for the annual evidence.com storage and upload and licensing fees just for those.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir, did you say 6 of the cameras are inoperable?
Yes, sir, at this current time.
Okay.
How many do we have operable?
How many are operating currently?
Yeah.
Let's see, 14 positions, not counting chief, 13. 7, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's my opinion, any type of device that's used by the police department or EMS or fire that is inoperable is unacceptable. That is just my opinion.
And in the long run, you know, it would help the city with lawsuits, that kind of thing, so.
Any discussion or questions?
I agree with Chief on, because I'm prior law enforcement, but I agree with Chief on the deal.
So you're making a motion, sir?
I make the motion.
I will second it.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes,
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
thank you, Calvin.
Thank you.
Item number 17, consider approval to continue the appointment of Jeff Bass as city judge with a term expiring October of 2019. Any discussion or questions on that?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes,
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
item number 18, consider approval to appoint Daniel Rader IV as city attorney in the law office of Moore, Rader, Fitzpatrick, and York, P.C. Mr. Morrison, please.
John Hatfield is previously the city attorney. He had accepted a position at the public defender's office and can no longer serve as city attorney, serving in that capacity. Mr. Rader has served as the city attorney on TML instances in multiple occasions, and is of my opinion that he's an excellent choice to represent us in this position. Does not require bidding, as it is a professional service, and he is very familiar with the city and all of our runnings and dealings, so it's a win-win for the city.
Any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes,
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
thank you, Mr. Rader, and welcome, sir.
Thank you all very much for the opportunity to serve.
In our new business section, item number 19, consider approval to appoint Brian Payne to the Tennessee Central Heritage Rail Trail Authority for a 3-year term ending November 2020. Mr. Morrison?
This would be replacing my position on the Tennessee Heritage Rail Trail Authority. When I began work here, I was appointed to fill the vacancies, as we had trouble getting people to attend the meetings and get things accomplished. We had recently appointed Don Smith, who has done an exceptional job representing the city of Allgood on the authority and being present at the meetings. We've had additional individuals who've wished to participate. Mr. Brian Payne had expressed an interest in serving on the board, and I felt like with that kind of interest, it was the appropriate time for me to step aside and let someone else take over, and also allow me to represent more of the city at the authority rather than being an authority member.
Now, for everyone's knowledge, how often does the Rail Trail Authority meet?
They meet once a month. They are charged with oversight of the trail and upkeep, which we provide the maintenance, and the city of Cookeville, city of Allgood, and Putnam County split the cost of the insurance and the lease with the railroad, and the authority maintains those leases and insurance policies and keeps up with all of the things that go on the trail.
Any question or comment from the council? Well, I'll move approval of Mr. Brian Payne to the Tennessee Central Heritage Rail Trail Authority.
I'll second.
Mayor
Motion and
Dyer?
second. Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
And moving forward with this, I know everyone here tonight is well aware that the next phase of the rail trail is going to involve us heavily. It barely gets into town now, but the second phase could see it go through the center of our town. And I would invite Mr. Payne to be willing to come to our council meetings and, give us monthly updates in a public forum. That way everybody's informed on what is happening with that next phase. Item number 20. Consider approval to declare the 2008 Mack commercial garbage truck as surplus. Mr. Morrison?
This is the current commercial garbage truck that we've had since purchased in 2008. We've had some issues with the truck the last few years and have had several repairs. The new truck came in about 2 weeks ago and is now operational on the roads, so we are recommending that the 2008 be surplus while it has some value left that somebody else could use it.
I'll move approval on that.
I'll second that.
Motion and second.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Item number 21 is consider approval to apply for a TDEC LPRF grant with the city matching a certain total for a total project of an uncertain amount. Mr. Morrison, please.
The Local Parks and Recreation Fund is a TDEC grant that provides state funding to local government agencies. It can be used for purchase of land, natural areas, greenways, may be also used for trail development, capital projects in parks, natural areas, and greenways. We'd originally intended to apply for this grant. It is a 50-50 match grant. Of course, it is recommended that you don't apply for too little, or it becomes a moot issue that you can't accomplish enough with the grant. After reviewing the project, looking at the grant, and trying to decide what we could actually do with it, we had originally thought about applying for a $200,000 total project, which would mean the city would match $100,000. As we've tried to move forward this, it's my opinion that we are not ready for that without a fully developed master plan for the park, so that as we are applying for the grant, we can detail what the phases are and what we think it will cost, and ensure that we are completing the project the best of our ability with the best use of our funds. We also want to ensure that we plan this so that we don't put something down and then realize 3 years from now that's in the way of something else we wish to do. During this process, it was also brought to our attention that the Tennessee Department of Health has another grant. It's Access to Health Through Healthy Active Built Environments. It is a $50,000 grant for planning and creation of a master plan that requires no match from the city. It is a $50,000 grant to cover the cost to develop that master plan, and it is my recommendation that we would pursue that to prepare for the next round of Local Parks Recreation Fund money, which would be in 2 years. There's also a part of the TDEC Local Parks that is a recreation trails program that, assuming we get the master plan, could also be used to do that. So it would be my recommendation that we hold off on LPRF and get a better plan and project detail together so that we have a better grant application and have a better success rate receiving that grant.
Any question or comment? I would agree. I would love to see an actual master plan. I mean, in detail, concerning each particular phase that we want to build the park in. That way, moving forward, there is no question about what needs to be done next in the step-by-step procedures. And keep in mind too, as this progresses, there will still be open public meetings that you will be able to attend and have a say and an opinion in how this city park is constructed and what it will look like in its final phases. With that being said, I'll make the motion that we table this until actually further notice, and at a later date we can discuss the other grant that Mr. Morrison spoke about for the master plan. But I'll make a motion now that we table this.
I'll second it.
Motion and second on the floor to table.
Need to say one thing. The grant that from the Tennessee Department of Health, a letter of intent is due Friday.
Okay.
I don't actually believe it requires a vote since it's not got any matching money. It's just strictly a grant.
Okay.
We can prepare the letter of intent and the initial application and have it in by Friday for the
Sounds good.
$50,000.
And I'll be glad to sign it.
Okay, so we're tabling the LPRF.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Next is our city administrator's report.
The Christmas parade for the city of Allgood is set for December the 8th at 6 p.m. It will begin on Dry Valley at IWC and Allgood School and end at the Allgood Post Office. The post office will be the location of the final event, including the tree lighting ceremony. The Allgood Angel Tree applications have went out today. Those are due back to the city by November 28th, and then those angels will be placed on a tree at Walmart for pickup by shoppers, with presents due back to the city by December 18th so that the families may receive the presents for their angels. Department heads.
Up next is the hearing of citizens and/or delegations. If you would like to speak, please step to the podium and state your name and address and what you'd like to say.
My name is Richard Wood. I live at 343 Brookside Drive here in Allgood. Honorable Mayor Dyer and City Council, the citizens of Allgood who have served on the Allgood Park Committee should be acknowledged for their work. I respectfully request the acknowledgement to be posted on the Allgood City website reflecting their names and recommendations made to the Allgood City Council. Tonight, you talked about a master plan for the park. What I know that it's been tabled, but I would like to see a 10-year park plan be developed. The rationale is to develop a schedule to fund park items such as playground equipment, splash pad, etc. through grants and other state or federal programs. Currently, I am unaware of any formal document from either the City Council or Planning Commission that lays out actions that must be taken for the City of Allgood to attract businesses. I respectfully request that a 10-year plan be developed and begin to be implemented immediately to attract businesses to the City of Allgood. To summarize my request, a document be posted on the Allgood City website with names and recommendations by the Park Committee to the City Council. 2, a 10-year park plan. 3, a 10-year plan to attract businesses to the City of Allgood. Thank you, Mayor Dyer and City Council.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Hello, Tim McPherson, 146 Cooper Road.
How are you, sir?
Pretty good, sir. How are you tonight?
Good.
First, want to welcome Councilman Bilbrey to the council. I hope that your time on the council is productive.
Thank you, sir.
And I would like to say, I think you guys figured out something that needs to be done. We do need a vice mayor now, since you have stepped up. We do need a vice mayor, and I think that needs to be addressed tonight. I mean, I know it has to be one of, either Councilwoman Norris or Councilman Bilbrey, but we do need a vice mayor just for continuity purposes, correct? So
Well,
should not
that
be
is,
addressed tonight?
that is correct. The vice mayor will be named. And I don't mind discussing that with the other council members here. I have not thus far.
Right.
But I had in mind, sir, to actually complete the council and let 4 people
Up to the
vote
whole
for the
council.
one, which we should be able to accomplish at next month's meeting. And we can include to actually elect that vice mayor that evening, sir.
Right, okay. Is that something the city could do for the next month? Is that, do we need, I mean, we're supposed to have a vice mayor, correct? Would we need, just for continuity's sake, would we need to select a temporary vice mayor from the 2 council members that are present tonight? Would that be something the city would need to do, or is that something that could be put off for a month?
That's a question I can't answer.
They're not required to do that, and they can put it off for a month.
They can put it off for a month? Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McPherson. Would anyone else like to approach the podium and speak? Well, if not, thank you very, very much for your attendance and your support. We will continue to move forward in a professional and business-like manner, irregardless of what has happened over the past several weeks, months. This is your government. You have a say-so in it. I'm glad to see this many people here. I hope to see this many people here and more at each council meeting. With that being said, I'll move adjournment.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Mr. Morrison, please.
Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.